Hi friends, welcome to the Company Law Adjudication and Appeal series. Today we are discussing Delhi ROC adjudication order for the violation of section 92 subsection 4 and subsection 3 of the section 137 of the Companies Act in the matter of the CREDFORCE ASIA Limited. In this case, company is a registered company having registered office at Delhi, and in this case, in terms of the provision of subsection 92 subsection 5 and subsection 3 of section 137 and section 454 of the Companies Act, so-called notice were issued to the company, whole-time director and company secretary at the relevant time by this office letter dated 2nd December 2021. The notices were called upon to show cause for the non-filing of the annual return and the financial statement for the financial year ended 2019 and 2020 under the provision of section 92 and section 137 of the Companies Act. Neither the envelopes containing such so-called notice nor any response thereto was received from the company and its director or company secretary, or such default has been rectified either prior to or within 30 days of the issue of the notice by this office. In terms of the provision of subsection 4 of the section 454 of the Companies Act, before imposing penalty for the violation of section 92 137, an opportunity of being heard was given to the company and its officer, and accordingly notice for the hearing on the 10th January 2022 was issued to the company and officer in default. One of the director, Sri Rajiv Gupta, via his email dated 3rd January 2022, has acknowledged the receipt of the said hearing notice and informed that a representative of the company will soon visit the office to resolve the issues. However, neither Sri Rajiv Gupta attended the hearing nor did any representative of the company visit this office on the schedule at the time of the hearing for the adjudication penalty for such violation. As per section 92 subsection 4, every company shall file with the ROC a copy of the annual return within the 60 days from the date of the AGM. And further subsection 5 says that if a company fails to file its annual return before the expiry of the period specified therein, such company and every officer who is in default shall be liable to penalty of the 10,000 rupees, and in case of continuing failure with a further penalty of 100 rupees for each day after the first during such failure continues, subject to maximum of the 2 lakhs rupees in case of the company and 50,000 in case of an officer who is in default. Further, as per subsection 137 section 3, if a company fails to file the copy of the financial statement before the expiry of the period specified therein, the company shall be liable to penalty of 10,000 rupees, and in case of continuing failure, a further penalty of 100 rupees for each day during which such failure continues, subject to maximum of 2 lakh rupees in case of the filing of the financial statement. The provision of section 454 subsection 3 of the Acts and Rules made thereunder stipulate that the manner of the adjudicating penalties for the non-compliance of the relevant provision of the Act. Subsequently, the following proviso in subsection 3 of section 454 of the Act has been inserted, provided that in case the default relate to the non-compliance of subsection 4 of section 92 or subsection 1 or 2 of section 137, and such default has been rectified either prior to or within 30 days of the issue of the notice by the adjudicating officer, no penalty shall be imposed in this regard, and all proceeding under this section in respect of such default shall be deemed to be concluded. The said amendment mentioned serial number 65 of the Company Amendment Act 2020 has been inserted and published in the Gazette on 28 September 2020. hearing notice and submission at the time of the personal hearing in the interest of natural justice, a reasonable opportunity of being heard was given to the applicant by issuing notice for the hearing under subsection 4 of section 454 of the Act. However, none of the company or its representative attended the hearing, nor the company has rectified such default by filing its due document via annual return and financial statement for the year 2019 and financial year 2020. In this order, the company and its director in default have not filed their annual return and financial statement respectively for the financial year ended 2019 and 2020, thereby making themselves liable for the penal provision under subsection 5 of section 92 and subsection 3 of section 137 of the Companies Act. Having considered the facts and circumstances, after taking into account factors that non-filing of the statutory return in the AMC registry, which is a public domain, is in violation of the relevant provision of the Companies Act, and impose penalty for the financial year 2019 on the company for the annual return. There is a delay of the 772 days. The first default, that is imposed penalty 10,000, and for further 772 days default, that is multiplied by 100, that is 87,200 total, and the maximum penalty imposed on 87,200, and on the two director, and also impose 8,700, 200 on each director. And for the financial statement on the same, there is a delay of the 802 days, that is the total penalty imposed on the company 50,000, and on two director, that is 50,000 each. And for the financial year 2020, that is a delay of the 407 days for the annual return, that is the total action penalty 50,700, and on two director 50,700. And for the non-filing of the financial statement, that is the penalty imposed on the company, that is 50,000, and on the two director, that is 50,000 each. And ROC has the opinion that penalty so imposed is commensurate with the aforesaid failure committed by the company and its director. The company and its director are hereby directed to rectify the default immediately from the date of the receipt of the copy of this order. The penalty so imposed shall be paid to the MCA portal only. Appeal, if any, against this order may be filed writing with the RD within the 60 days from the date of the receipt of the order in form ADJ. In this case, there is one of the one of the section which is very clear, that is, if you received a notice for so-called notice for by your not filing annual return and financial statement, then in that case you should rectify the default within the 30 days of the issue of the notice for the executing orders. No, and in this case, no penalty shall be imposed by the ROC, and all proceeding under this section of default shall be deemed to be concluded. तो इसको ध्यान रखना है. Thank you so much for watching this update.